Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Megan. Today I am back with another video. If you do like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and smash the notification bell to be notified every time I upload, because I'm uploading every single day this month. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. So today I thought I'd show you how I edit my Instagram photos, how I get my theme to match, and basically just all my tips and tricks. So let's get into it. So first of all, if you want a feed that just flows, where all the colours go together, you're gonna need to decide what photos you're gonna post. So I never used to think about this, and it would just be random snaps of say a nice flower that I saw, like plants in my house, or then just like a selfie of me, and none of it really matched. It didn't make sense. It's confusing for people, and the colours aren't going to match and flow with the filter that you use. So first of all, you need to decide what pictures you're going to post, and then from that you need to decide what colours are going to be in those pictures. So say you live in a very sunny country, which I don't, you will be taking a lot of pictures outside, a lot more than I can. You will be taking a lot more pictures say on the beach, or just outside where there'd be nice bright sky, or the sun, nature. So you'd be thinking of blues, greens, bright colours, and then you would need to find a filter that complements those colours. My photos are a mix of indoor and outdoor, but even when I take outdoor photos, a lot of them are quite dull, and we don't have great weather in the UK, so I've just found a filter that works for that. So like I said, it's all just about what pictures you take and what colours are in them, and that's how you decide what filters complements them best and is going to go with your theme. And then another bit of advice that I would say is always use an app to plan out your feed, and then you will be able to see if the colours go well together, which photo fits best where, and yeah, I'm going to show you now how I edit them. So first of all, I'm just going to show you my folder on my phone, which has all of the apps that I use for editing, which is this one here. The top ones that I use for Instagram are VSCO. I also use Facetune, so I'll just pop that at the top so you can see it. I use Snapseed, which I'll pop up there as well, and Preview. So they're the apps that I use the most for editing my Instagram. VSCO Cam is very, very popular. It's what people use for filters. Facetune is very good for whitening, photos brightening and picking out details, and Snapseed is good for desaturating or changing the exposure of select parts of a photo. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So first of all, we'll just pop into the Preview app. This is the app that I use to organise my photos. I know there's a few other good ones like Unum, I think it is, and to be honest, I don't know why I don't have that anymore. I used to have it and I think it just got lost. So this is what my Instagram is looking like at the minute. Every time I post a photo, I upload it also into this app, just so I can see how my feed is looking, and yeah, basically. So as you can see, I haven't quite figured out my colours yet, my filters. I have changed it up quite a lot just to experiment, but I haven't had this Instagram account for that long, so that's why there's been quite a few changes. The one thing that you'll notice is I like lots of white in my photos. If I have white in my photos, I brighten it just to gel all the pictures together lovely and nicely. And I've recently just changed my filter, so if you go up towards the top two photos are the ones with the new filter, and then the third photo along, the one with the watermelon, is a different filter altogether that I use to try and blend my old filter with the new filter, if that makes sense, to try and gradually change my theme, not to sort of suddenly change it, if that makes sense. So as you can see with my new photos, I like them very bright, a lot more desaturated than the old ones, and I'm trying to bring in a bit of pinks and orangey browny tones, because that's what goes with my pictures, because obviously I am ginger, so the orangey tones go especially with my tan as well, and the pinky tones are just great to go with my overall niche, my overall brand colours. So what I'll do is I'll pop into VSCO, and these are just some photos that I've been experimenting with when I was trying to figure out what colours I wanted, and yeah, like these are obviously not what I'm putting on the Instagram, there's more editing to do to them. So I'm just gonna put in a new one and show you how I edit. So I think I'll just pop this one in. There's loads of photos on my phone that I've been taking today, just I've got some free time, so I've been like messing around. What you can do on VSCO is you can copy the edits that you've done just by going into here and then paste them onto a photo, but I'm not going to do that because I want to show you how I do it like from scratch. So I'm going to go into this photo, and that's just me smiling away at the wall. And I'm gonna show you some of my favourite filters. So the one that I used to use when I had like a brighter theme was HB2, and as you can see, like it's a lovely filter, and it really brings loads of contrast into your photo. It's very like moody and stuff. It goes with my pictures. It's a big favourite on VSCO. A lot of people use this, so that's just showing you without, and then as I slide it up, that's just with more and more of the filter. So that's one that I used to use and I really love it. The one that I've started to use now is HB1, so if I click on it you'll see the difference. Pretty much has the same colour scheme, but everything's brightened up. So if you look at the differences, everything's brightened up. So that's why I've been using HB1. You can tell it just really brings out the white in your photos. A few other really good ones are A4, which is like a very moody brownie. It's known as a blogger's filter. It's good for like coffee shops, like taking pictures of your coffee and stuff like that, like books. It's very it's a bit, I would call it moody, like it's a moody filter. It's got brings a lot of colour over the whole picture. So that's another good one. A6 is a very nice one as well. That one also brightens up the photo. And one of the other ones that I like is S2. So S2 is pretty much just a brightener. It doesn't really change the colours, it just brings out like the white, and like as you can see, it just really brightens up the photo. You can see the difference between S2 and HB1, like that. HB1 is still quite moody. It brings out like the blue tones and also like the pinks. I'm just going to show you how I edit with HB1. I'm not going to take it all the way up. I'll bring it to about here. And then I would go into this little slider tab here, and that's how I would change the exposure, contrast, saturation, everything like that. So if I pop into exposure, it all depends on what lighting you took your photo in, what type of photo it is, how much exposure you need, whether you have a bright or a dark theme. Mine's quite bright at the minute, so I think I'll brighten that up by 5. I'll just brighten it up by 0.5 because it's already quite bright anyway. If I go into contrast, then I can see like my photo really does need some contrast because of the lighting I took it in. It's not really popping the colours, so I'm going to just pop a little bit of contrast on. That really brightens up the photo as well. Next is sharpen, and it all, like I said, it depends on what photo you took. So as if it's a selfie, it doesn't look too good having too much sharpen because it looks very grainy. It looks like you didn't take it on a very good quality camera. But it all just depends on the lighting. So if I put some sharpen on, that actually doesn't look too bad. I'm not going to put it all the way, probably just put it about here, and that just really makes it very clear. And saturation, so with my theme, I really like to desaturate my photos quite a bit. So I'm just going to put some desaturation on it, maybe about here. Maybe about there for now. In tone you've got highlights and shadows, so if you needed to edit these, you could change the highlights, which literally just all the lighter bits just become darker, and the same with shadows, all the shadows become lighter, but I don't tend to do that anymore. And then white balance, so what I do on most of my photos is have the pink tint, because I like to bring in the pink tone, so I'll turn it up to, not all the way, just about here is nice for me. And temperature, it all depends on the photo really. I tend to put it up slightly, but not too much, so I'll just leave it about there for now. Skin tone, I tend to have all the way to the left. It brings in the pinky tones, and that's just what suits me, and that's how I like my photos. You can also put it the other way, it brings in the more yellowy tones, but I like to have it down here. I'll probably pop it just about there. And that is pretty much it for that photo. So as you can see, that actually goes quite well with the one next to it, which is this one that I've just uploaded. The colours actually go quite nice. I think to make them go together a little bit more, what I would have to do is either add a little bit more contrast, or add a little bit more. I've desaturated it too much, if that makes sense, so maybe about here. And then yeah, so that to me looks like it goes really well with this photo. So after I've done that, what I would do is I would save it just with the little arrow down the bottom here. Save it into my camera roll. And after that, if there is any part of the photo that I would need to desaturate, so say if I had photo with grass, like loads of grass, and I don't have green in my theme, I would really totally desaturate it. Or if I wanted a certain colour to pop, then I would do that all in Snapseed. So I don't particularly need anything changed, but I'm just going to show you as a demonstration how you would use it. So I'll go into Snapseed and open up a photo. So I'll open up the photo that I've just edited. Go into Tools and Brush. You want to go along to Saturation and either desaturate or saturate whatever part of the photo you want. So let's say for example I wanted my hair to really pop, which I don't want it to be any brighter than it is, but just for example, if I change saturation to 10 and just draw on that part of the picture, then you know you can really change the way the photo looks. You could also desaturate, say if I didn't want any pink in my photo, I'll desaturate all of the bedding here, and you literally just brush it on. So like say if I didn't want like any of that colour in, just desaturate it, and then all you would see is like the colour on my face. That's just a really quick example, but it is really handy to use if you do need to do that. So after I've done that, I would pop into Facetune. That's what I use as my very last app just to finalise everything. So if I pop into Facetune, open up the photo, and there's a few things that I like to use. So I like to use the smoothing tool just for on your face. You can see the difference while I slide it up. And then I would use the whitening tool, which is technically used to whiten your smile, but everyone that I've saw that uses this tool uses it to whiten backgrounds or whiten anything white in the photo. So you literally just click on the whiten tool and just brush it over where you'd like it. So what I do is I always turn it all the way up just so I can see where I've used it, and I'll basically just go ahead and start whitening every part of the photo that is white. Like I said, you just literally draw it on. These apps are super easy to use. You can erase parts that you've made a mistake on. So if I zoom in here, I've accidentally went over and whitened this cushion. You can just draw it on. And yeah, so if I go back into the whitening tool, I can then adjust how much whitening I would like. So I'd like just a little bit, but not too much. So I would say about here is where I would leave it. And then another great tool is the details tool. this really pops out any details that you would like. There's nothing on here that I particularly need to pop out, but just as an example, if I zoom into this pineapple cushion just here, brush over the details tool, all over, and then slide it up, you can see the difference. So that's without and that's with. It really pops the details. I could do the same with this part of my jumper just here. If you look at that, you can really see the difference. I could really pop out the details of my jumper if I liked. Could do it with my face, with my eyes. It's totally up to how you would like to do it. And after I do that, I would just save it and take it over into my preview app, which is where I check to see if it goes with all my pictures. I would put it in here. So if I go into Facetune, that's where all my final versions are, and I will just put it into the app. And as you can see, like, the colours go really well. I really like the way that looks, and I'm going to try and keep up this theme for as long as possible. So I hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Remember, I'm posting every single day in July, so make sure you have your notifications turned on so you can see more from me every single day when I upload. And yeah, I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!